Okay. Hello. 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 Um, Welcome. Yeah, it's been a light couple of days for streaming. Mainly just been doing some heads down work because, yeah, I had some complicated stuff I need to figure out with the game. Not super complicated, but just it was getting hard to develop it on stream. I kind of need to like bust out the notebook and just not try to do too many things at once. And that actually worked out really solid. So, what I've been doing, if it's your first time in the channel, is I've been reworking the game's input structure. Previously, it was using a very sort of tile-based system, and I did a bunch of playtesting and decided I didn't like that. And I've been moving to something that's a little more freeform. Oh, except I'm having Unity stutter issues again. Let's see if we can get that fixed. It's weird. I feel like it puts Unity into like a low power mode. Let me just put some of the play focus to muted. The next startup. Save in case. Yeah, so the game is currently, or had previously been this very sort of tile-based system. Like all the tiles were kind of the same shape. There was some secondary buildings and stuff that would spawn up around it procedurally. And I did some playtesting and decided I didn't really like this. Looked pretty good, but it just felt too uniform and didn't really have sort of the organic shapes of a cyberpunk city. So there was that side of it where I just didn't like it from a creator standpoint. But there's sort of this other side where when you start with like a blank city and you want to make a cyberpunk city, a lot of users want to do the same things. They want to build tall buildings. They want to build lots of buildings. So I've been trying to come up with just a more fluid way of doing that was more intuitive, it was more interesting, and exciting for the users, and they felt like they had a lot more control than they did on the grid system. But I also wanted to add some procedural systems that would let let players not have to build every single building. Like I said, it's cyberpunk cities. You want a lot of buildings to create that urban density. So just waiting for Unity to load back up to show what this looks like. But yeah, so the grid is there as like a helper tool, but the primary sort of input methods are now gridless, which is kind of nice. And the way you build buildings, instead of like stacking tiles on top of each other where each tile kind of needs to be the same rough dimensions, even if the shape inside it has little like variations and stuff, the tile would have the same dimensions, so everything was kind of like either this height or this height or this height. That's gone now, and now you sort of pull it out of the ground and it's sort of a very like highly granular level of height setup that you can make. So yeah, just trying to make it more intuitive, trying to make it more creative, and not trying to burden the player with too much, like having to make too many things to create the baseline of our cyberpunk city. And then there's sort of a second set of tools on the other side of it that I'll be starting to work on probably next week, which is to add details. And I feel like I have a very strong system in place to let players do that. Anyways, I'm going to just do a couple promotion things just while we're getting started. And I'm just getting my little promo blasts happening in various places. Yeah, so we got Unity back up, so I should be able to show this, and I hope this hasn't broken somehow. I don't feel terrible. Still having a bit of judder. I wonder if I've got something going on in the background here somewhere. We'll just deal with that. So now you place tiles, which is awesome. No, there's no grid system anywhere. You can turn the snapping back on. I have some work to do on this though, because it doesn't play nice with some tools. But the idea is you place tiles, and then once they're in, you can drag them around, and you can see how putting buildings close together starts creating a bit more density around them, which is nice. And the other new system is the second tool, which is you can pull the tiles out of the ground, which creates a lot of density. And these are just placeholder art pieces for now. Obviously the pieces near the ground are some of the other art. But yeah, it's starting to feel really intuitive and fun, and just, it feels less like the original sort of interface methods was like playing with Legos, which was kind of cool. But it never really had like the same kind of like game feel that Townscaper had, and just didn't really match the kind of cities I wanted to build. This, on the other hand, just feels very like feels more like sculpting than Lego, and I like how this feels a lot now. And you know, it took a lot of iteration to get here. Like, this is actually a pretty drastic reimagining of the game's core systems. Like, I basically deleted like 2 months of work. Like, I just ripped the code out completely, referring back to it sometimes in source control. But yeah, I basically rebuilt the game in the last 2 months. And then now I have a lot of work to do, plugging stuff back in and doing some polish, leading up to getting a demo out in a few weeks. And yeah, it was really rewarding just to go heads down for just a couple of days and just really figure out the last few kinks of this system. I had to go back and revisit some underlying data structures and how they were working. But it's really been worth it, because also so much of the game is now, like, a lot of the content is being driven by very simple configurations. And I'm not doing too much with these configurations right now, these sort of XML configuration files, but it's definitely going to be good for future like mod support, or creating different like themes for different cities, and you sort of choose the theme when you start. So I'm really excited about that. And it just makes me able to iterate much faster on the game. So yeah, really excited about this new input method. There's still a couple of like weird little things I want to do, like there's a few things yesterday going on. Like, none of this plays nice with the snapping. The snapping is actually getting quite confused in some spots. I think on both tools. The moving is snapped, or like the move tool gets snapped to the bottom anchor, but the actual like grid iconography isn't. I also wonder if it needs, like, because I'm now like sort of opening up this interesting sort of grammar, this design grammar, where some things are tiles and some things aren't. Like these little buildings along the ground are not tiles, but these are. And it's clear when the buildings are big like this, but when things get down here, it's a little harder to tell. So I'm wondering if while I'm in edit mode, like there's some UI stuff I need to do to split like edit mode and photo mode or something like that. But I'm wondering if like while I'm in edit mode, maybe I should have some sort of indicator on where the tiles are. I don't know if that's a good idea or a bad idea. Like I could do something like this, like just as an example. Where's my prefab tile container? I also really need to do some cleanup of this project because there's now like 4 iterations of things going on in here, and it's getting a little bit hard to figure out what's what. Like there's scripts that aren't being used anymore. Like the grid handler class exists in like 3 different namespaces, I think, and it just needs to go through a bit of a rethink, or not a rethink, just a bit of a tidying up. So like I could do this kind of thing. Like let's just do a rectangle, and we just get a bit of a size reference in here with test elevation, test density, no, test elevation. I know you exist. Let me just drop this in here for a second. Oh, I need to get rid of these. Like I've got this, which is like a like I've just got a lot of like visual helper elements, like this quad, or this rectangle, not this rectangle, sorry, this quad is for debugging. So yeah, that maybe is what I'll end up doing today, is just doing a bit of cleanup on things. But first, I just wanted to maybe just test out this concept, which is thickness. How its size? Okay, there is a newts 1x1. I want it to be like, I don't want it to scale, so scale mode coordinate, maybe. Actually, I wonder if a cube would do the same thing. Not that cube. A shape cube, or a, probably called a cuboid. Does this give me a screen size? Yeah, that's weird. That this one doesn't, it like lets you set a thickness in newts and pixels, but this one actually. Okay, I'm gonna go with the cube. I like that better. Like I just want the screen space size to be consistent, so let's make this newts. Let's. Oh, these aren't linked, are they? 10, 10, 10. Opaque. Sorting depth. Let's do always. Do this. Maybe mess around with it a little bit. To 1. I think I'm worried that might blow out the bloom a little bit, but let's just like try this. I just want to set up like a visual of where the tiles are. There's a number of ways I can do it, but whoops. Okay, 10 newts might have been too big. What is the right size for this? We're on tiles, cuboid, 5, 5, 5. 2, 2, 2. Also, what's this just look red? What if I want this to just be unlit? It's almost too big too. 1, 1, 1. And it goes like just down a little bit. I don't know if that makes sense either, but what does that look like if I bring the building size up? Oh, right, because the yeah, because of the way these are working, that's gonna need a bit of code. Anyways, it's an interesting idea that I'm gonna play around with at some point. Maybe not today. Where's that tile container? Just creating this sort of visual cue, or where tiles are to differentiate tiles from procedural items. Oh, what was that? It's a little exit. What was that? What's that coming from? There's a little spot there where you can't hit the tile. What does the tile collider look like? Oh, this is another thing I was wondering about, is if I should be making this convex or not. Because when it gets into placing details and stuff, these are going to need to be non-convex. Otherwise, you won't be able to get in certain crevices, and you'll be placing objects on walls that don't exist. Let me just see if I still get that little... Oh, yeah, I still get it. Is that just because it's convex? Doesn't make sense. I was also fiddling around with cursors yesterday, so maybe I've broken something else. Okay, wow, so these actually do have to be convex. That might mess up some of my plans. It's really just that option that was causing issues. It works fine, except in a few spots where it doesn't. Here's what's going on here. Yeah, I'd be curious if anyone knows what is happening there, because it's not like... It's like the top of the collider. So maybe this actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this might be a problem with how I've implemented the tile elevator. Where is that? Tile elevator is the component that sort of says, like, which section of the tile is selectable for the you can drag the building up. This game handler. Is it position Y is greater? Return is position Y greater than current bounds max Y. Hang on, is this maybe because the collider offset is busted somehow? That looks right. I'm actually kind of worried about this option now. This seems to be contingent on making it work. I might have to do some homework on that on the weekend, because that's going to mess up placing details. Like, it's like I wouldn't want to place a detail like on this wall here, you know. Like there's no wall here. Which I guess it's only a problem for like shapes like this, but I'd be curious if this is a common thing. Okay, so where is this? Yeah, like there's no... Like the collider's in the right spot. But why is there just a little spot in... Yeah, what is that little spot? Alright, so let's... it's gonna want to get a debug log. going on here. Position Y. Actually, let me just do the whole position. And yeah, also thinking about the Game Awards, which I watched this morning, which was, you know, last night in LA, I guess. Interesting times for the industry, for sure. Like, I know, like, my problem with this year's Game Awards is it's really painful how they were speed running a lot of award categories, and it wasn't just like the minor awards and the major awards. It was like the best action adventure game got like stage time, like the winners got up, were able to take an acceptance speech, and then like the best RPG was just like done on as like the little speed run asides. I think it really sucks as a developer. Like, you're making games for a lot of reasons. Like, you want to, you know, put a smile on people's faces when they play their game for many, many reasons, but you're also, you know, hoping that you'll be recognized for your creative work by your peers, and you get that stage to say your piece to your peers for just like a couple of seconds even. And to take that away so that you can give screen time to Gonzo or like just another like C-level game executive to talk about how excited they are to show you their game for like minutes on end, like that kind of sucks. Like, I know the ads are paying for TGAs to happen, but it feels like a lot of the creative work of what we are doing is being lost in service to advertisements. There, I think that sucks. So it was really painful to watch. Like, there's some cool stuff. Like, I am like over the moon excited, happy for Hello Games and Sean Murray and the No Man's Sky team. Like, it's really exciting to see them working on something new and working on it for 5 years. It's got serious like Redfall vibes, and like they've earned it. They've earned the ability to do whatever the hell they want. So really happy for Sean. Excited to get my hands on that Light No Fire, I believe it is. Yeah, so excited for that. You know, Hideo Kojima is doing what Hideo Kojima does. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Hideo Kojima games, but I'm just happy he's somewhere in the world just doing random shit. And OD looks really cool. I like how it's putting performers, you know, at the forefront. I kind of like what they're doing with the eyes and maybe interactivity through reflection on the eyes. Who knows what he's doing, but I'm intrigued by the OD. Or just OD. I keep wanting to call it the OC. The OD. The sun's gone away. I'm just gonna do a quick adjustment on my exposure here. It's becoming incredibly hard to do exposure levels during the day because it's rainy season here in Bali. So storms roll in, storms roll out. But yeah, happy to see Baldur's Gate 3, which I haven't played yet, and Alan Wake 2 get recognition. Like, Sam Lake was clearly having a moment. Like, you know, he's been working towards that for years and years and years. And yeah, they're just Remedy is just firing on all cylinders these days, it seems. So really happy for them. But yeah, it felt especially bad this year, just seeing speed running the ads, a lot of winners not even getting stage time. And yeah, it just seems like, I understand that ads are supporting and making TGAs possible, but this felt a little too far onto the disingenuous side. So too bad. Okay, so I was gonna start looking at this. Yeah, so where is this? I'm curious where this is coming from. Like, something is... Like, I think this might actually be coming from the cursor handler. So actually, I don't think the position matters here. Just the way I'm noticing it's, like, stopping. Or actually, wait, am I getting position... Am I getting a position when it's doing the X? I think that's what I'm wanting to know right now. When it's changing the cursor, because a lot of things could potentially be affecting the cursor, like the cursor, like there's a bigger like input handler itself that's like controlling the state that could be making that happen. Okay, so when we're getting the X, it's not doing that. Okay, so this is higher up. There's something bigger going on here. It actually, maybe I wonder if it's the, like, I guess, hang on, let's go back to the cursor handler and where it evaluates the state. So if allow inputs, or if it's outside the window, set state invisible. Yeah, so if it is the grid, set state on grid state. Because if it's actually, an interesting way to answer this might be is if, because like when I look at this, it looks like it might be hitting, it might just be getting out of all these cases and just hitting the out of bounds state, which would be the X cursor. So I wonder if what's happening is, here, let's put this over here. So that's the out of bounds state, which does two things. It switches the cursor to an X, but it also highlights the boundary. The idea being that like, oh, you're trying to place something close to the boundary and maybe it's like snapping here and you don't know why. It's just providing some context for that. So what if I do this? Place a tile here. Let's see if I can get that. Okay, so it's not hitting the out of bounds state. Otherwise, it would be lighting up the. It would be lighting up the boundary. Yeah. Okay, so that's not what's happening. So it must be hitting is tile, which would then trigger the on tile state. Set state, default state. And it should be setting the cursor type default. Okay, so let me just... I wonder if the... I just want to see if it's running the evaluate state. Evaluate state. And then let's just see what it's doing. Mover. Elevator. Elevator. Let's just see how that goes. Okay, so... Oh, that's weird. It doesn't even evaluate the state anymore. So what the hell state does it think it's in? What state does it think it's in? Tile equals null. Get component. Hang on, is it maybe getting stuck here? Maybe I just put that down too far. Debug log. Eval state. Let's see what's going on here. Let's just see what the tile is. That might throw a null ref, but oh no, it's happening after. Well, that's happening anyways. So do that. Let's. I'm trying to think if there's anything else interesting at the Game Awards. Yeah, OD was really interesting. New from Hello Games, Light No Fire. Really cool. Excited to see what they do there. Oh, the all the Sony like remasters of like Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio. That's gonna be That's gonna be fun, I think. Okay. Eval state. No, it just straight up stops the evaluation. So the state machine isn't evaluating anymore. So what the heck is it doing? So is the update loop stopping? Okay, let's... If state machine allow state change. Oh, is it maybe getting stuck on that? All right, so let's see. Debug log, allow state change. This might have been something I just forgot to include on one of the substates. May just be defaulting to allow state change false. Okay, so allow state change and the state machine dot allow state change. This might not work the first time, and I'm worried this might throw me off. I should get building some exceptions in the game at some point. I mean, there are nice exception classes, but for now it's just been fine. Okay, allow state change true. It just straight up does not run that update loop anymore. So this is even higher up. Even higher. Cursors. Where's this called from? If state machine does not null, update the current state. Otherwise, this may be unnecessary, but okay. Oh yeah, and there's also, I needed to look at the intro modals. Seem to be breaking some things in the game startup. Seem to be having a few issues. Okay, so let's just updating state. Actually, this I want to add to. What's this coming? This is in the update loop. Cursor handle. This is very bizarre, actually. And when it's bizarre, it's usually because I'm missing something very quite obvious. Really quite obvious. Okay, updating state. That is still running, so why is that reverting back? So update the current state. State machine.update. Oh, cursor, state machine, state, cursor type. Okay, so maybe let's do that here. Let's just do state machine, state, cursor type for now. Sorry, this is some very rough debugging. I just feel like this is a better way to do it. For my current sanity level. Okay. Default cross. Default cross. Okay, so what is... I mean, what is the current state? That might just be something I'm lacking, is just a straight up being able to debug log what the current state machine state is. Blah. State machine state. I can't get the game object. Let's see what that does. No idea what the toString is going to provide on that. It's like, what states are providing a cross? It is the out of bounds state. It is the out of bounds state. Is it just because these are like overlapping? Hang on. Oh, what? Okay. Is it just because these... I really need to add a no server state here. It only seems to exist on this tile. Maybe that's not the end of the world. Maybe I should just live with that. All right, let's do a fun thing, maybe. Maybe let's look at what the snapping needs to do. Or the other thing I need to do is I need to add elevation changes to the undo redo stack. Maybe that would be a better thing to tackle right now. What does that even do right now? It's probably just like tile, elevate, elevate. This is just going to remove the tiles. So yeah, I need to probably just follow the same pattern as the move state, the move tile state. I just need to bring that over. So I need to create move factory commands, move tile commands. So I'm just gonna have to make a new change elevation, change height command. Or change height command. Height command. So let me just go to the actual tile. Move tile. It needs to look up, it needs to get the elevator. So I think the elevator, actually, what does the actual tile elevate thing do? Tile, in the names of all my classes today. Elevate tile state, what do? You are setting an elevation, and that's all you do. Okay, so this should be pretty easy. So let's go back to the change height command. I don't like the name of this. Edit tile height command. And this is going to be old height, new height, and let's just change both of these over. Be the same. Normally I'd do this in a more refactored way, but I just want to be careful this time around. Okay, so this dot old height equals old height. This dot new height equals new height. All this stays the same, and then I need to build in grid handler. Move tile. Basically the same thing. Edit tile height. And this will be good too. This will just make sure like there's a good data structure that's working there that I can then serialize later for the purpose of getting the save system up and running again, which is probably going to be after I do the demo, to be honest. As much as I want to maybe do that, or I don't know, maybe while like the demo build is probably going to be mostly ready mid-January, so I can get it out for marketing, and I'll have like a week or two there where I can push a couple updates for anything critical. Maybe during that time, if everything's quiet, which never happens when I do these things, maybe during that time I'll get saving up and running again. Because I do need to decide a release date. And I need to decide the nature of that release. Just, I don't know, because I sort of know what I'm doing here. I want to go just see what, give me, no, not the birch, right? Let's do Polygon or something. All the trailers, all the announcements, gimme. No, I just want a list. I just wanted a list. So Baldur's Gate 3 wins. Oh yeah, the new Monster Hunter. I've never been into Monster Hunter. Maybe I should. Exodus. This archetype. Oh yeah, this is the one that like had Matthew McConaughey and it had like the time shifting thing. Very, very handcrafted. Like this, I mean, cool. I hope they can do this, but I don't know, like a new studio doing a super bespoke handcrafted RPG Mass Effect thing. I don't know. I think that's very ambitious. What else was going on here? Valhalla, which I guess is just a, not just, it's like a roguelite, like Moon Crash type thing. That sounds kind of cool. OD looks incredibly cool to me. I mean, yeah. I like the emphasis on human performance. Yeah, like, yeah, like, here's the thing with Hideo Kojima. I'm not a big fan of his games. I played the hell out of Metal Gear Solid as a kid, but as I grew older, the narrative style started grating on me, and it really grates on me when I try to play something like Death Stranding. So I'm not a huge fan, but I am so thrilled that Hideo Kojima is just somewhere in the world doing whatever the hell he wants and getting the platform to experiment with that. Like, getting the platform to experiment with that. For better or worse, I'm just happy the stuff for better or worse, I'm just happy that the stuff he is making exists in the world, in the universe. Hideo Kojima, I'm not the biggest fan of his games. I played the hell out of Metal Gear Solid as a kid, but as I grew older, the narrative style really started to grate on me, and it's really hard for me to play Death Stranding and experience that game's narrative. That is hard for me, but I'm just so over the top thrilled that Hideo Kojima is somewhere in the world doing random stuff like this and trying new things and trying to advance the medium. They're not for everybody, but I'm just so glad that he gets to try whatever he wants with a crazy platform, and that's awesome. Okay, let's get back to just getting this working with undo. Okay, so edit tile height. This is going to be the new elevation. I don't know. I'm starting to use height and elevation interchangeably. I'm just going to keep that elevation. So it's going to get the tile. It's going to try to get the tile elevator. And let's change this as well. Elevate for. Elevator. Interesting. Elevator dot set elevation. I don't know if I need this. I think this is gonna be like a. I don't think the grid handler has its own logger. Tempted to edit height on tile ID, but found no tile elevator component, which should probably wrap up in a try catch for this command. Because if it doesn't work, I'd probably want to not do this, but that's fine. Okay, so we're going to change this to grid dot edit tile height to new height. Oh wait, I got that wrong. What am I doing? Edit tile height, new position, new height. What else was going on? Hang on. Oh yeah, the new game from the Ori creators, Moon Studios. I feel like I need to sit down and play some Ori. Like, I just like that visceral precision. I mean, like, they have a very atmospheric cinematic style to those games. And did Moon Studios like break up with Microsoft? Like, I thought they were a Microsoft studio, but then they had all of those issues. Like issues with like toxicity and French culture. Arcane's doing a Blade game. Like, I think that makes sense. That fits in with like a Dishonored kind of gameplay style. And I don't know, maybe they just need to mitigate some risk by putting the Blade name on it. The finals, I should check that out. Is the finals paid? Does anyone know? Free to play FPS. I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna check that out because I'm feeling a bit bored with Overwatch these days. And I know Overwatch is not like an amazing game, and I'm not like, devs, why did you make Overwatch boring? Like, I like it as a light, just I want to shut my brain off and shoot some folks for a bit, but I'm kind of needing something new. Okay, let's finish up adding this in. And then the undo is just going to be the reverse of this. Actually, oh wait, this is going to need a float and a float. Float, and edit tile command. Yeah, so if you're ever doing... Yeah, so game developers, if you're ever wanting to do like undo and redo stuff in your game, you want to be using the command pattern. It just makes it so much easier to add new commands and things, and also pushes a very like data-centric method of doing your game. So do that. Also, I keep getting so Twitch seems to be saying my bitrate is unstable, but OBS says it's fine. It's saying it's fine. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that then. And let's see if we can get this working. So edit height command, float. That's good. So now I need to remember where the heck I am installing those commands. So probably where am I using this? Game installer. This is the edit tile height command. The factory, this is the command, and then this is float. So now let's go back to the where am I doing that? Cursor handler, where I've got my factories. No, I'm actually doing the factories in the state. So this is going to need, there's my elevate tile state. You're going to need one of those, but with the correct tile state. Oh no. Edit tile height. Factory. Height factory. Okay, so now let's go back to tile state. How am I doing this? Yeah, so if it's released, this is interesting. Okay, so I want to do this on released. I think I already have set up in here. If it was released, oh, I've already got this whole thing here. Okay, nice. Okay, so this is going to be where, ooh. So this is where I might need to, yeah, get a start elevation, but I have to rest. I think I need to just bundle this up into void get elevation from cursor. Only that won't be void. I think it's going to be float. Let's wrap this up. Okay, so that's all good. That's all good. Oh, wait. Elevation. Maybe we'll just do it this way. Tier 3, new cursor position, and float, new elevation. So, so this would return new elevation pose and new elevation.y, and let's just do that. No, what's that? Oh, stop that! Stop that! Delete bookmark. Yeah, so we're gonna do both of these outside. Let's just return .0. This actually might need to be a try get. Whatever. Just whatever. I think this will always work. So this now becomes get elevation from cursor. Cursor, so we need to do transform dot position equals data dot new cursor position. But before that, I need to do. Wait, am I doing the? Where's this elevator? Elevator dot set elevation is going to be data new elevation. We change this to input data. Okay. This. I have so much commented code from trying to hack this all together that I can happily remove it all now. But I also want to maybe set a. Maybe let's just do this again. So on input data, if start elevation does not equal the input data dot new elevation. I hope that gets the right elevation normalized. Wait, when I'm doing set elevation, what happens? Set elevation dot what? Oh, wait a minute, sorry, elevation, set elevation. It's the raw value. So this actually needs to be, oh, wait a minute. Let's, just because I start elevation raw. Start elevation raw equals elevator dot elevation raw. So the reason it's just, there's two ways I have to think about when I change the elevation of a building. There's sort of a normalized like 0 to 1, 0 being the top of the shortest building and 1 being the top of the tallest. So I like to think about that as 0 to 1 when I'm figuring out when to change buildings, but I also need to like know the actual physical height of each of those as well, so I know where to move the buildings for the sort of in-between states. Which, so that's why there's like raw and normalized. Okay, so not start elevation, it's going to start elevation raw. Sorry, I just need to look at my phone for a second. Nope, just spam. It's one of the most frustrating things about living in Indonesia is just the text message spam is out of control and you can't stop it. Like I just get like 10 messages a day, and most of it's from like my phone provider, like my SIM card provider. It's just like promotions or like, hey, would you like to add more data? And like I said, I still have plenty of data. It's not like it's based on how much I've used. It's just, hey, we're running a promotion for new data. 10 minutes later, hey, we're running, would you like free Amazon Prime for 3 months? Or like Prime Video for 3 months, like that kind of shit. Right, this is a flow comparison. So what's the tolerance going to be? I think it's going to be pretty small. Yeah. Let's logging elevation change. Don't need that anymore. I don't want it anymore either. And any logging I do have, I want to put in the command itself. Okay, so now we get to do the change. I'm just going to call it change. What did I call this? The chain edit? Height factory that create data ID. And then I want this to be, wait, this is old height. So start elevation raw. And this will be the input data dot new elevation, and we're going to add that to the player action stack. So there's a stack of processing commands in the game, like add tile, delete tile, edit tile, move tile, change elevation. All those things goes into a stack, and that's always being processed, and that gets moved around to the undo and the redo stack when the player does those actions. Okay, so I think this should add the elevation changes to, that should now be compatible with undo and redo. So add a tile, elevate the tile, that worked, elevate the tile, that worked. Add another tile, add a move. Ooh, I need to fix that move threshold. It's starting to bother me. Okay, so we should be able to undo the move, undo the tile. Hey, okay, hang on. Let me just try a couple. Okay, so make it big, make it medium, make it big, make it small. Oh, no, 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 no. Wait. Hang on, something's not working here. Okay, so that. And I just want to bring it there. That should bring it down to the minimum height. And then redo. That looks right. Those all look right. Why didn't that seem right the first time? Did I just not remember what I did correctly? Okay, so that, elevate this, move that over there. Okay, so this should be move back, shrink it, shrink the other one, tile removed, tile removed. Tile added, big, move over. Question is, okay, so I feel like something weird was happening in my head. Okay, so this is not, let's just say like it's in there. This might be easier if I have more definitive buildings. And let's add a bunch of other tiles. Okay, so undo. Hang on. Big. Oh, what was that? There might be a funky state change going on here, and I accidentally hit save, so I gotta start again. Oh. That doesn't help me, Unity. Oh, it just doesn't... Is Steam being uppity? Steam is running. That makes sense. Are you trying to load a new scene? Okay, I guess we're reloading Unity. Another day doing game development. Now I'm wondering if I hallucinated that bug. Maybe I have to go back and watch the VOD of this stream again later. Come on, Unity. So what else was going on? So yeah, I'm definitely gonna give the finals a go. Just because I'm needing a new something. 9 years. Let's count it up to by 20% or more. Cocoon I need to play. Viewfinder I need to play. Cocoon, I need to play that. Hi-Fi Rush I need to play. Diablo 4 maybe. I need to make another go at Cyberpunk. I beat the game like earlier to release, but I would like to check it out. Stray. Played about half of Stray. No Man's Sky, I love. Celeste is good. Her Story is a classic if you haven't played it. Oh yeah, this is Exoborn takes the Division Dark Zone to a grand post-apocalyptic scale. I mean, the Dark Zone in the Division is cool. It's cool. I kind of just miss like OG The Division, like set in New York. Like that game had such like an atmosphere and a vibe that the second game just didn't really capture for me. Okay, so we've got Unity back. Let's see if I'm hallucinating. The game should have started. Okay. Still a weird state here that... I mean, that one kind of makes sense, I guess. Okay. High, low, high, low, high. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, hang on, back this up. low, high, low, high, low, high. I mean, that looked right. The only thing I realize is my mouse doesn't leave. Hang on. Up, down. Yeah, I think that might be something that I'm missing is elevate tile state. So if it's doing this, the start elevation needs to be reset, because my mouse could potentially still be on. Yeah, my mouse could still potentially be on the same tile. Like I can make an elevation change and make another elevation change without taking my mouse off and then coming back in and triggering a new cursor state. So I think that's what's going on. So I think what was bugging out before is if I like, okay, so mouse is over, so I've triggered a new state, and I'm gonna drag it up, drag it down, drag it up, drag it down. I think this would have confused it. Medium, down, then max, and then medium. So this is what it should look like at the end. So this should be a bunch of elevation changes. Hang on, let me just a little bit, 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 a little bit. I moved off. Whoops. We should still see like it grow. Okay, well, I'm satisfied. So it's that. That's very exciting. That was relatively easy. Like, I feel like the undo redo stuff, which it's actually been in the game for a while, but it just feels like it's very easy to add stuff to it now. And that's a good sign, because that means that adding or re-adding or just re-hooking up the save system is going to be easy. Like, everything is just very data driven. Yeah, that's cool. It's easy to get tiles back into the same state, and it's nice to see just all of the density working with the elevation changes. Oh wait. Nope, that's still problematic. There's still something going on here. So, moving up. Mouse can be anywhere. This also needs to be false. This is when it flips back to true. I think that's what's going on there. The problem is, like, this was released on frame happens. Like, you could drag it up and your mouse could be off the tile. So if you release the mouse off the tile, it's not going to hit this. So the command's not going to go in the thing. So I think this should do it now. So if I drag this up and release it here, I think I need a debug log in here. See what's going on. Elevation change. Elevation change. And this is going to be the data.new elevation. I feel like I'm making extra commands here by accident. Okay. Actually, wait, this was also, yeah, this is false. This elevating. Keep this as true. And I'm only gonna change this over here. I think it's just like some nuance in the behavior of the elevation tool versus how the move tool works. But this would be good for future things. Okay, so I want to drag this up, drag the mouse off over here. Elevation change 4.7. That's very bizarre. Elevation change 0.8. There's a command there. It's weird. It's like first time it doesn't do it. What's this doing? New height? Old height. Edit tile height. I'm also getting hungry. Tile height. It's almost like the old height isn't. Am I dumb? And where am I? Wait, start elevation wrong. Input data new elevation. Oh, I'm an idiot. I mean, this was a given, but I'm an idiot. I should be doing that after. Okay, so bam, elevate up. Yeah, so that, and then back down. There, there, there. This building should shrink, shrink, shrink. Grow, grow, grow. Shrink, shrink, shrink. Grow, grow, grow. Shrink, shrink, shrink. Grow, grow, grow. Whee! Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so now that's all working. So now I wanted to look at another bug, which is actually, I'm going to just pause this for a second and turn on the game audio. Let's give this a save. And let's, what do I want to do here? What do I want to do here? I want to switch over to the loading screen. Switch over to the loading screen, and I want to just clear my prefs. I need to change this to demo. This is also why I need to clean out the project, because there's a lot of deleted scripts in the resources folder that's being loaded in. Okay, so press a key. Dystopika demo. It's still accepting input. It's still accepting input. And it's doing the wrong cursor. Okay. Well, guess this becomes the thing I look at now. So let me just see if this actually loads up when you just start the game normally. Like this. Okay, good. So that'll be easy to debug. Okay, let's get some music back. Okay, so why is that happening? So the cursor handler and the game handler are the two scripts I want to look at. So initialize, register, savable this, start camera, that's fine. So this should be state. You have to try the first run of the game. So this, is this even registering? Start, register, input state, this. Fine. Is it fine? So where am I using the cursor handler? Is this actually in an installer? It's in the grid installer. Maybe this is just an order of operations thing. Well, let's go just confirm that. So basically, anytime input is getting focus, there's a whole like input service manager that just always knows like keeps track of like an input stack. So when like I'm playing the game, that's like input layer 1. When I open a modal, that's input layer 2, and it just helps sort of like, hey, layer 1, like chill for a bit until this input's cleared. And that helps for certain things, like if you press escape, you know, that exits the modal, but when you're in the game, like it has its own behavior to go to the pause menu, stuff like that. So everything is registering with this input service to be like, hey, I'm a new input state, witness me. And I think maybe just they're starting up out of order. So yeah, if try run first game, yeah, so maybe that's what's happening, is just the game input is registering second, so it thinks it's on top. Where would that be? Let's just do I'm just gonna see debug log, or log info, log warning, state dot the type string, something like that. Just see what's registering in what order, and then I can what is your function? I need to look at my keyboard settings again. I'm getting a lot of chatter on my mechanical keyboard these days. And I'm using a tool to catch that in software, but it feels like it's introducing other problems. And I'm still getting extra S's everywhere. Like, actually, hang on. This is what I'm thinking about it. Where is it? Configure keys. Pattern threshold. Was that just... try and set that to 200, see if that helps a little bit. Okay, so this is broken, but I didn't change anything. So what do we got? We got the... Yeah, so that's exactly what's happening, is the cursor is registering after. So how do I want to deal with that bullshit? I think here makes the most sense. Find our theme service. Maybe I could just do it this way. Bind execution order of the cursor handler. Let's maybe just make this -9, -10. See if we can force that to the top. Because it should be executing before other stuff anyway. Start hit expecting to revive for one of the... Oh, it needs to use the... Shit. I don't want to put those on there. I mean, I guess I could just do, like... You know what? I think just the easiest way to do it may be start public void initialize input. I think maybe I'm just going to do this instead so that I can manually call this from here. But what happens if I escape out of that first modal? Oh, no, wait, but hang on, this makes sense. So yeah, I want to do, instead of, do grid.input.initialize input. Yeah, so at least it's initializing that before the modal comes up, which means it should play nice with the whole input state stack thing. Populating state. Yeah, so cursor. So now this is, that looks right. And I'm gonna hit continue. And now input started. Nice. Another bug bites dust. Let's ooh. Actually, I want to look up something. I forgot that I did an upgrade to Unity 2022. Unity C# ignore method in stack trace. What about Unity? Oh wait, this is Bing. Okay. But I feel like it's a Unity method. Hang on. I've seen this. I remember looking at the solution for this and remembering those like in a different version of Unity that I wasn't on yet. So I'm wondering if it's actually in 2022. Method stack trace attribute. There's a bunch of stuff coming that doesn't have. I want Unity in the results. Okay, hang on. Oh, it is. Yes. Thank you. Now I can do this on my little like service logger. Hang on, I wanna try this before I remove these other logs. I just want to make sure this works. Wait, I need to actually, let's get back to Also, this is placeholder. Ignore this copy. Wait, that one was actually input. Nope, it's still... Well, I guess that's still not a thing. Oh, sorry, there was music. Game music. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of this. Just keep that. Whatever. That might be just a... Or, I don't know, does anyone know? Like, what the behavior I want is just, right now, basically my singletons, my service singletons, all inherit from this base service, and they have these, like, I just have these little, like, logger methods in the base class to help with formatting and, like, what service it's coming from, and eventually hook it up to, like, other loggers as I need it. The thing is, like, when a log event happens, like, I don't want to double click the console log and need to be taken here. I want to be taken to the thing that, you know, came before this in the stack. So I thought hiding call stack would hide it, but I guess not. A bit of a bummer. Right, so I actually need to go and just look at this. Get rid of this. Getting hungry. This is actually a really tempting day just to go down to the water and finish up the rest of the day. Okay, so, oh, I'm still getting... Right, because now that it's having a chance to start, so on escaped, or on state pause, set state machine, invisible state. That should work now. In theory, that should work now. No, it's still... The state was paused. So maybe that is... create tile state. Maybe just for the sake of this, I should just do that. That does the trick, and then continue. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. So I think the next thing I probably want to do is remove these. Get all these bad boys out of here. Oops, I missed one. So weird. I'm still getting this unstable stream warning from Twitch, but then I flip over to the tool and everything says fine. I'm gonna look at that after too, just to see if that's a common problem with the stream manager saying things are unstable. Keyframe interval too high. Cool, man. This is exciting. I'm a little bit irritated by this little thing, but I think that's due to max zone 1. don't know what's causing that, but small issue. Okay, so I want to go to this grid cursor on tile and change elevation. So there's a cone. I mean, actually, I'd also like to go look at these snap issues. Okay, but first let's, how do I want to do this? I don't want to do this. Actually, can I put, if I did a shape that's just a disk. I can't put a material on this, can I? I mean, I guess just a quick way to do it would be, let's see if I like it. Right, the max height indicator. That's that, just a line, and yeah, maybe that's fine. There, then maybe let's just make this get shorter, like 0.5. Sorting mode, yeah, this is just going to be opaque, I think. It's going to be always, and wait, where's the end caps? It's going to be that. Do it in there. Then, actually here, let's do it this way. 0.25. Minus 0.25. We can go back to 0. And let's duplicate it. Billboard just flat. Maybe billboard will be fine. Oh, which actually reminds me, on this disk, I'll change this to billboard. No. And change these. So let's get this color. Put that here. Okay, so now we can hook this up. What are tile states? Serialized field, province. Let's just do game object on off. So max height indicator. Oh, I actually also need the cone indicator. Cone indicator. And we're going to start reset. So the cone indicator is set active false. And the max height indicator is set active false. Okay, so now configure. When we get a configure, I think we want to set the cone indicator to be on. Let's do this in here somewhere. And let's just do if input data dot new elevation is greater or equal to elevator dot. Wait, does this not have? Hang on, where's the elevator? File elevator. Yeah, there's a max elevation. Dot max elevation dot y. I'm not sure if these are going to be exact. Okay, wait, I want this to be. No, I want this to be here. Nope, I want it to be here. So if the elevation is greater than the elevator's max elevation, elevation. We want to, what do we want to do? We want to, if it's greater, we want the max height indicators on and the cone indicators off. There's other ways I could write this, but this is fine for now. And this is just going to be flipped. Okay, so there's that. And then let's do update indicator with the input data new elevation. Do the same here again. Yeah, that should be fine. Ew, why'd that happen? Okay, so let's go hook that up. Not 100% sure if that's going to work the way I want it to, but it's a good starting point. I'll have to switch things around a bit if I want to add some tweens to it. Some animation. It would be cool, like, once you hit the max elevation, like, it gives a little shake. But that's probably something I might do on the... Yeah, no, I'll do it on the state. Okay, so the max height indicator is that. The cone is that. Let's try it out. So the idea is when you're trying to drag it up and you hit the ceiling because there isn't any buildings higher, it's going to hit you with a bit of feedback. So if I drag this up to here, yeah, it switches to the X. Ooh, but that didn't turn off the... It's resetting. Right. So maybe I should actually kill this. No, it should be turning them both off. Interesting. So why is it turning... How's it getting in a state where one of them is still on? That doesn't make sense. Maybe I just need to do a... Oh, wait, Konak. There it is. Okay. Yeah, let's just have it do that on the update. Let's also go to the lines. These were looking a bit thick, a little too thick for me. Somewhere like there would be good, I think. Now it's not getting turned on. Did I mix these up? Hang on. That's the input data. False true. Cone indicator. Let me look at this again. Yeah, like the cone's getting turned on after there's an update. So weird. So maybe let's just assume that the cone gets turned on. Configure step? No, but this is what I was just having a problem with. Pressed. Update indicator, update indicator. I mean, maybe let's just do this again. That's curious. Why is that behaving that way? Like once I click on it, then it's fine. It's fine. I feel like it should dim the color a bit too, but that's fine. Update indicator. Let's do tween. Shake tween. If shake tween is null. If shake tween does not equal null. If shake tween is playing, or yeah, is playing. Oh, it doesn't like that. Yeah, it's nullable. Okay, fine. If shake tween is not equal null. If shake tween is playing, it's not playing. Want to transform do shake position. What have I got here? Duration 0.25f. 0.25f. That update to true. I'm just going to do that every time. And that's not going to do what I want, is it? It's just going to loop it. That just might be a polish element I come back through and do later, because I'd much rather get like some hover states going. Actually, here, let's do shake tween. No, that might work.
Our children are just waiting for us to tell them it's possible. They just want to give a vision of hope.
Yeah, I might need to think about that one a little bit.
Then they want to show that
I don't even think the shake is going to feel the way I want it to. Let's see what other bugs we can suss out here. It's actually been a really strong day for just debugging these few little things. Except for that thing. Like, it's just, when I do this, should I just do like update indicator like that? Or should, hang on, should I do bar input data, get elevation from cursor, and do input data dot new elevation. Do it that way. And I feel like I'm repeating that a bunch, but that's not the worst thing I've done in the history of programming. Whoops, did I just end playback? No, I put it in. Okay. That works. I could add some visual flair there. I do need to think about how I'm gonna change these colors for sure, though. Oh, maybe not. I have to do that all the time anyway. So I should just do that every loop. That might have been just the source of my problems. Still a bit of weirdness here that I don't understand. Actually, I don't think this one should be on this. This should be on the start elevation. I mean, it's not exactly what I want. Like, there's some weird... It makes sense. Like, when I do that, the cursor is technically... Did a new elevation, so that's gonna get cursor if it's pressed. I think I just need to break this up a little bit. So if it's doing that, update with the new elevation, update with the new elevation. Otherwise, I think it's gonna do like with the start elevation raw. This is a bit messy, but what can you do? Oh, no, that works. Okay, so then I think I'm going to... I want to figure out where color is happening. So actually, this also feels like the kind of thing that shapes might have built in. Shapes. So what I want to do is I basically, like, now these are becoming like complex, you know, complex groupings of shape things, and I want to be able to change their colors simultaneously. Like I want, you know, if it's in that X state at the top, I don't want it to be the full brightness that suggests interactivity. I want that to be sort of like maybe dimmed, like 50%, or maybe switched, just switch to a different color, basically. So let's look at that. I had it up. Where's line.cs? The question is, where is color coming from? Override. Okay, so there's something in shape renderer. Okay, so hang on. Let's see here. Helpers. Shapes group. Yeah, let's call it shapes group. And this will be a mono behavior. And what I want to have is a serialized field. I want that to be, what was that? A shape renderer. Renders. And wait. I want a edit color, original colors. So original colors equals new color renderers.length. Probably a much better way to do this, but less than renderers.length. It's plus, and then it's just going to be original colors I equals renderers I dot color. So I think we should be able to do a public void reset. We just go through that and do renders surround. And maybe let's try void. So I don't always use transparent, so I don't know if I want to use alpha. Set luminance. Set luminance float well. And we'll do this for loop again. Renders.color equals. Ooh. Okay, so var. My indent is also really messed up. Var color equals renders.color. Do I have HSL? Is it color utility? Color utility I can't remember what this is. Unity C# color to HSL. SV. HSV, or no, RGB to HSV. That I'm just gonna call it luminance just because I think about it as HSL. Color dot RGB to HSV. That's gonna be renders color. Or do I want this to just be the multiplier? I'm just gonna try this actually. Equals renders.color. Okay, so let's just try that. So let's go back to the elevate tile state and let's do private shapes group. Shape group. So when it hits that, I want to do shape group dot set luminance 0.5, which actually I just realized I should probably do this. And when we do this, I want to do shape group dot reset, basically. Shape group. I like mine better. Or do I? Do I like mine better? Is there actually a reset? Okay, group. The child shapes. I kind of like mine better because it stores the original colors, because I'm not always guaranteed to have the same color. But still, that's funny. Shapes group. So yeah, we got disk, home. Line. And let's drop this in here. Alright. Oops. Not quite what I'm looking for. Well, maybe let's just do it the way I was going to do it, which was color dot RGB to HSV. It's going to take the input color out H out S out V. Why does it not? Can't resolve float H S V. It's fine. E equals L equals new color mark new color HSV. I guess I could simplify that in a second, but that's a bit too much. Too much. Where's it doing that? Let's also change this. Change this to L. And then I know I do need to. Oh wait, I do need to. I think I'm doing here. So maybe let's just change this to 8. So at least it changes a little bit. Problem is, I feel like that's not taking into account the HDR. But it's fine. Kind of neat, like you'll be able to make some interesting structures this way. I do think I need to change this to a ring. I think just like the flat circle is not quite doing it. Let's maybe do that. So let's, where's my, what is the disk? There it is. Let's do, new game object. And let's make this a disk. No, not a disk, a ring. Oh, it was under. What? There are no. Yeah, sorry, a torus. Torus is what I'm thinking of. And this is just going to be opaque. That's fine. Detail levels. Oh. Medium. Color is going to be the same as this. 0.42 meters, 0.25 newts. 25 newts. I think I should be able to get away with low. I think we can get away with low. I'm gonna turn off this for now. Up to this thing. Yeah, I think it'll be better. Wow. Is that intense? Oh, 0.25 newts. Nope, needs to be. Yeah. Yeah, that seems to work a bit better. I like that. Let's give it a nice max. So, actually, I could do... ooh. So that might be something I need to figure out, is how I can get the... what do I want to get here? I want to get the... I don't know what I want to get. Oh, hang on, I need to put this back in. 0.25 and medium. This shouldn't be a big deal because it's just the one. This is going to be basically cached the whole time. Ooh, I just got really tempted to add an like alt drag to duplicate. That might actually be fun.
Ai, caralho. Vamos, porra, vamos, desgraça! Save.
I wonder if there's a really easy way to turn a mesh into like a line rendered wireframe. Like if I wanted just on hover, it does a little wireframe highlight. Somebody must have written a wireframe renderer. This is a long time ago. I don't think they would have figured it out. Because I don't want to do a material swap. Like, I think... Like, I don't... I mean, I guess I have to do it with the shader. Wireframe shading. Here we go. And it's cat-like coding, so it'll be good. Yeah, but these are shaders. I mean, I guess I could have the shader variant of the... I could have the shader variant just of the main build atlas, but I'm not sure how much longer. It's all going to be one atlas. It might need to be atlased out, which means it's going to need a couple of variants of shaders and materials. Yeah, it kind of sucks. Anyways, it's been a quiet day. I think I'm going to call it there. Got a lot of stuff done, and yeah, it's been fun hanging out. If you're not familiar with the game, it's Dystopika. It's a very chill cyberpunk city builder slash toy slash sandbox. It's less of SimCity and more of just a relaxing space to create your own little Blade Runner city and sort of chill out in it. And I've been working on it for a few months. It's probably coming into a demo in a few weeks with Steam Next Fest coming up. So I'm just working away on that. Feel free to follow the project, wishlist it. All of that goes a long way. Or just check out the dev streams. So until next time, I'll see you and have a wonderful weekend.